Hey everyone, this is PrinceWatercress, and welcome back to Let's Play Sly 2, Band of Thieves, for the Sony PlayStation 2. In the last episode, we got 2 of the podium treasures for this episode, and we disabled another engine, so Clockwerk can't use that engine to get any more power. So that's 2 engines down. Before I do any missions, I'm going to be playing as Sly, and I'm going to get the last treasure, which is the one near the crates, all the way in the distance. And I want to be careful as I do this, because this is how I'm going to be able to get to higher areas, but also how I'm going to have to deal with a ton of enemies. And I do not like that guy already. I'm going to go ahead and get rid of him with silent obliteration, so that way I don't have to worry about getting his attention. And from here, if I can break that, I'm going to go ahead and paraglide my way over to these crates. Now to start wiping out enemies, because I know some of them are going to get in my way. At least that's the expectation. The treasure is obviously going to be right there. Same time, I know enemies are going to start walking my way. Doesn't seem that way now. Okay, let's go ahead and get this. We have 1 minute to work with. Let us climb up to here, and then carefully get up to the lower ring. And from there, we need to get over to here. Excellent. So far, so good. Pretty much the same strategies we used for the other 2 treasures. And now we need to paraglide over here. There will be some enemies that I will have to deal with. And I'm cutting it close here, but I'm doing this just to be safe. Let's get in the safe house. We finally got that taken care of. Now, we can go ahead and sell that golden vase. And from here, we're going to be playing as Bentley. So I'm going to go back to ThiefNet, and I'm going to buy the temporal lock, which I will put on Bentley as soon as I start playing as him. Alright, set this to L2. Temporal lock, freeze time around the guards. Temporarily, at least. Press the assign button to trigger. You press the button that you assigned this skill to, and enemies will freeze in place for a few seconds. This will give you time, at least a little bit of time, a couple seconds worth, to do something you might need to do. Would have been useful, say, any other time in the game, but I bet it could have its uses here. Unfortunately, I don't think I'll be using it right here, but I still want to go up here anyway. Start the mission.
That's one of the engines that needs to be disabled. I won't lie to you, Murray. This is going to be a tough job that requires both our skills.
My skills? Okay, Bentley, if you say so.
First, I'll need to hack the stations controlling access to the engine room. Then, Murray, you'll need to head inside and use your muscle to finish the job.
The Murray will be ready to go.
And from here, we need to find 3 terminals and hack them. One of them is right here. The other 2 are at the engines, which means I will have to really know the level layout to get to the other 2. Anyway, let's get to this terminal before the enemies decide to give us a hard time. Now, with these hacking areas, you're doing things a little differently. you have special shots that can bounce off walls, which is actually kind of cool, in all honesty, not gonna lie. These things can bounce off walls and they can last a pretty long time, so you can use them to do what you need to do. You do not want to take these big red tanks head on, because if you do, you're gonna have a hard time. You're gonna take a lot of damage. Of course, the tanks here will also do some of the work regarding the barriers you also have to shoot down too. So that's also something to consider. And if I could shoot that, that'd be great. I may have to fine-tune my aiming a little bit. And I also need to make sure that I don't get shot horribly too as I'm doing this. There we go, we managed to get rid of all of them. I was trying to get rid of the one directly in my path, but I also got rid of the other ones too. Now to shoot these down, get in here, and we're done with the first terminal. As for the other two terminals, we have to get up there. And thankfully, I put this guy to sleep. I'm just going to go ahead and get the coins just because I can. Need to be careful here. L2. Get out of here. And I thought I could fight him. No, I could not. Need to remember not to use the temporal lock to fight people. You're better off just using the dart. Okay. Not surprisingly, the second one is right there near an engine. Let's go ahead and set this guy to sleep with the darts. Might as well try to refill that health if I can, and thankfully I can. Now we just need to run over to the other side here. Hopefully not do something that will get the other enemies angry at us. And somehow I managed to double jump over here. Wonderful. Alright. Layout is a little different here. We need to watch out for these things. And we also need to take out the big tanks on the two sides. Alright. We got rid of those two. Now for the others. And I need to shoot the rest of you down. Open that lock up. Somehow I did not get shot there. I don't know how that happened. And now... Oh, good grief. Really? I was too close to that? Oh, that was awful. Now these guys are showing up again. Great. Alright. Get these things out of the way. Beautiful. Now we got that locked, or unlocked rather, and now we just need to worry about the barrier that is in the last place where we need to put the tank slash ship. And these things, these little barrier things take quite a beating. I am surprised. One more should show up. I took that down. And now we are done with terminal number 2. Alright. Can I throw this at you? Alright. Got some health. Get rid of him too. I am so glad I still have this equipped. Makes it a lot easier. Now, I'm going to wait on this guy. I thought I could hit him with the explosion from that, but I guess not. Why are you here? Really? Ah. Yes, let's just put a random enemy just right there. Oh, this is just fantastic. Well, we can get back over to there. And we can now make our way to the other side of all this, which is going to be right here. Good grief. This should look familiar, because there's a steel door I mentioned earlier one time. Let's go ahead and play with the terminal here and do hacking part 3. Now this one is more straightforward than the other 2 parts. And yes, you do have to do these in this order. The game virtually leads you to the first one you have to do, then the second one, then the third one. You can't just do the terminals in any order you want. You have to do it in the order that the game gives you. Now here, you need to use the walls to your advantage. And you need to keep yourself from getting shot. You definitely want to bank shot off the walls here, or else you're going to have a hard time. And you may have to lean back with some of the stuff that you'll have to do. Unfortunately, I may not make it. I may have to. Yep, I'm going to have to start this all over. Fun. Not. Yeah, this part does not play around. It's pretty straightforward, but if you see yourself getting shot a whole bunch, you're not going to have a good time. Clearly. Okay. Need to constantly change the shots and just make them as efficient as possible. Perfect. Need to give myself some distance between the enemy and myself, and try to take them out from as far away as I can. Oh, come on! This is not fun. Let's make it so that it's hard to shoot down the enemies. Oh, good grief. Let's see if we can do it this way. Well, we're having some progress here. Oh, come on. Okay. We're getting near the end here. We're at half health. I think we should be able to do this. I think. Do not want to give these guys a straight shot towards me, because that would be bad. Oh, good grief. It just bounced toward me now. Not my idea of fun. This may do it, though. I said this may do it. Alright, now I'm just at a standstill again. Okay, that's even better. Or so I thought. May have to charge into this. May have to charge into this. Good.
Make way for the Murray!
And now for the fun part.
Hey pal, looks like you'll need to lift all those giant cylinders. Once they're locked in the up position, you'll be able to take them out from the top level.
Not to mention, it's also the simple part. Just grab one of these, face wash the buttons, lift them all up.
Heads up, pal. You've got company.
And every time you lift one of these things up, an enemy's going to show up. Thankfully, I can easily take them out with the triangle button. followed by the square button. Just knock them into the air. Smack them far away. Shouldn't be too hard. Of course, the further away from the entrance to this room that you do this from, the longer you'll have to travel just to get to one of these guys. Which means these guys may get an attack in. Waiting for the fire thing to stop. There we go. Alright. And waiting for the fire stomp to stop. Thank you. Alright. Time to do some more of these. Once you get this thing all the way up, there's gonna be another guy. Amazingly, I was able to get to him in time. And of course, you do want to take care of the enemies who pop up here one at a time. You do not want to get surrounded by any of these guys, because enemies in this episode, really bad news, as I've mentioned before. Okay, there should be another guy showing up here. There he is. I believe this is the last one I have left.
Nice work. Head up to the second level and thunderflop on the giant cylinders. That should finish them off.
Alright. That's the last of these guys. Now we need to get up here, get to the second level, and then jump and press square to destroy all these tops to these things. This will destroy all of these cylinders, and then we can open up the control room and disable this engine. Just one more.
Perfect. Now, head into the control booth and pull the plug on this thing.
Will do. And with that,
Another engine bites the dust.
so now that that's completed, we are now 95% of the way through the game. The other 5% of this game is going to be the rest of the missions that we do in episode 8, which aren't that numerous. I believe we have what we're going to do for the next mission, which is the final part of this leg, and then I believe we will finally be able to face Clockwerk after that. That's when we'll have our final boss sequence. And that's not going to be easy. Of course, we now need to get to the safe house. Let's go ahead and knock him out. And see if anybody shows up over here. That'll take care of him. And I believe that's the last of everything. Nope. Oh, really? Well, I can knock him into everything. I thought that would be another one of those planes, but it wasn't. That was. At least I'm able to do some crowd control with a few punches, so that was pretty good. And now it's time to knock him into the air. And then carefully double jump our way back to the safe house. Alright. Well, I had to do one mission again. Unfortunately, due to how the missions here seem to take a little bit longer than how they usually take in just about every other episode. So that leaves us with at least one more mission for next time. Join me next time where we take on Murray's mission for this part of episode 8. Until then, this is PrinceWatercress. Take care, stay safe, and thanks for watching!